Hello, I am Michael Russo, and I, along with Jack and Adam Herdman, went to the Florida Panther National Wildlife Refuge this year to mainly survey the ghost orchid populations for Jack and I's second year in a row. We usually would come by at the Naples Orchid Society meeting to talk with you all and have a presentation of what we are doing, but since we cannot because of the coronavirus, we decided to put together this short little presentation for you all today. But first, some introductions. On the left is Adam Herman, which I'm sure many of you have met before. This is his 5th year surveying, I believe.
Alright, this is me. My name is Jack. I'm from China. I believe you saw me last year, and this is my second year with Michael. Come to Panther Refuge during this orchid survey.
And on the right is me. I just recently graduated from IC with an environmental science and biology double major. So our primary objective with this internship was to survey and monitor the ghost orchid population for the 6th year in a row. This generally encompasses us going out to multiple sites on the refuge, finding different orchids, and writing down data for different attributes of them, like root lengths and how many flowers they have, and many more things that could help us determine the overall health of the population. So on the left is a picture of a blooming ghost with 3 flowers, and Jack and I writing down some data for it. On the right is a really healthy, mature ghost orchid with looks like 4 flowers, a flower bud coming along the way, and an old seed capsule, which usually means we'll look around the general area for new seedlings. So the data analysis is mostly done by Dr. Ernesto Mujica back in Cuba, but as of right now I can give you some really general conclusions we have reached so far. So this is our 6th year surveying at the refuge, and as we get more continuous data, our data becomes more accurate and precise, so we can really start to see the general trends of the populations. We currently have 653 documented ghost orchids, and we found 64 new ghost orchids this year, and many of them were seedlings, which is great for the population. And all this information will hopefully help enable land managers in South Florida to make more informed decisions about the conservation of this rare endemic orchid.
This year, we have been assigned a new objective is to collect nectar samples from ghost orchid, which had never been done before, and we encountered some problems during the process, and we figured out a way to solve this. At first, we do not have the right tool to give our access to the nectar in the nectar spur, because the nectar spurs of the ghost orchid is very long and fragile, and also the diameter is very small. So later on, we get our hands on some insulin needles to give our access to nectar of the nectar spur. But however, seems like the nectar have some relationship with the moisture levels in the air, and have been very dry this year, and we can't really get any nectar from the nectar spur just directly by the insulin. So later on, we inject some DI water into nectar spur, trying to dilute the nectar and extract the nectar spur from the nectar spur. And after several heavy rains, we've discovered that there are more nectar inside nectar spur, and later on we'll be able to extract the nectar directly from the nectar spur without diluting. And we also use a refractometer to test on the sugar content of the nectar. Due to the invasion of a horrible beetle called annual ash borer, the ash tree is in danger. If the annual ash borer made their way to Florida, all the aphelic orchid which lives on the ash tree would be in danger. And that's the reason why we did this aphelic orchid inventory. We picked some areas At each area, we will pick 5 random points, and at each point, we will find 1 pineapple and 1 ash tree, and count the apathetic orchid lives on. And for this inventory, we can kind of see what's gonna happen if an ash bird gets here and destroy all the ash tree, and how the apathetic orchid will do on the pineapple. And this year is our 2nd year for this inventory study.
Mark Donaher recently sent us this information about a new emerging threat to the ghost orchid population. The Asian longhorn beetle was just found in South Carolina, and one of its host trees is the pop ash, which over 70% of the ghost orchids live on. It kills the trees similar to the emerald ash borer through its larvae, destroying the tissue within, killing the host tree, and of course all the orchids on top of it. So this is a new threat that we need to be on the watch for, and which is also good that we're doing this epiphytic orchid inventory, because those findings can also be applied to this beetle.
When we are out there collecting data, we have some interesting encounters and observations. We saw a group of baby gators and their mom, and sometimes while collecting data, the baby gator just carelessly swim towards us and carefully observe us. And the picture on the right is a rat snake coiled up as a defensive mechanism. As I mentioned earlier, this year has been very dry. It has been the driest during July in the last 6 years. Usually we will have water that reach our knees or waist level. And this year some of the sites don't even have any water. And the picture on the right shows a nocturnum growing on the top of nocturnum. It's quite amazing.
We would all like to say a massive thank you to the Naval's Orchid Society for their past and continued support of Illinois College's students at the Panther Refuge. It is a fantastic opportunity for us to gain field experience, and for me personally, it has greatly helped me to gain knowledge about graduate school and master's, which is the next step in my career, most likely. We're also very excited to see what will come out in the data this year. What trends in the ghost orchid populations we will see, what comparisons can be made between the 2 host trees of pond apple and the ash tree from our epiphytic orchid inventory, and what our further inquiries into the nectar and pollinator will reveal. We are very sorry again that we could not come and see you all in person at the meeting, but we all hope to next year. Thank you.